This video, we put new carpet, do a new fuel system, new brakes, freshen up the engine, clean up the engine bay, and in the end, it doesn't quite go how we want it. So stay tuned. Welcome back to another Low Rancho video. And this one, we are going to be working on the 62 Falcon, Ruby, as I call it. That's because I've had more than one Falcon, so I gotta have names for them to be able to tell them apart when I'm talking to people. So, we got a lot of parts ordered and in now. And it's time to start thrashing on this old girl and seeing how roadworthy we can make it. So, last time you guys saw this old girl, we got her roadworthy. We did like a little revival on her, tore the carpet out, did some other things, but not too much, more just disassembly than assembly. But we did get it roadworthy, and I did drive it not very far because it's not the greatest. So in today's video, we are going to try to make it a little more roadworthy. Got a pile of parts here. I got a fuel tank for it. The one in there done for. Sending unit with that. And then also in the trunk, we got this little key lock because the key's gone for the back. So I got a little cylinder. Also got a little gas pedal because it doesn't have one. And then air filter because it didn't have one of those either. Coming down here, we got a new master cylinder, all new brake lines, wheel cylinders. This is a starter, or this is a coil. That's a oil cap. That's a starter solenoid. So all new brake stuff for the most part. We got a trunk mat, so that'll clean up the trunk a lot. And we got this carpet, which is a little different color than I thought it was. But with the interior being tan, I think this will look good. I think any carpet at all in there is going to look a lot better. So this is from OCC. I really enjoy their carpets, and I've used them in all my cars. I have another one right there for a blue Falcon, but well, I just have it now because I messed it up. So anyways, since the convertible isn't going out anytime soon because you can see my breath out here, makes a good spot for all the carpet and stuff to stretch its legs and not be so wrinkly when I'm ready to put it in. So back to the Falcon. I don't really know what my plan is here. I would like to paint the engine bay, and I definitely want to paint the block and the engine itself. So I don't know if I can get away with taking it to a car wash, cleaning it really good, and then taking all the stuff off it and painting it, or if I just need to pull the engine out. So this might sound crazy, but the first step I think I'm going to do here is pull the engine out. So yeah, the reason I want to pull the engine out is it's pretty dirty, first off. Pretty grimy down there. And you see all these lines running all over the place, look like crap. There's just a lot that isn't good on this, but it's not bad. I mean, engine runs obviously, so that's a lot that's incorrect. So I want to pull the engine out, clean it really good, take everything off it, clean all the components, paint the engine. It's supposed to be red with a red valve cover and a red intake, so paint everything like it's supposed to be. And then I'm going to clean up the engine bay at the same time, clean up the wiring, clean up the hoses, everything running around, and then paint the engine bay black again. And I think it'll make this engine bay look way, way better. And it's not that hard, and I think it's worth it in the end. So it's probably not what you guys expected for the first video on the Falcon, but I mean, expect the unexpected here. We're pulling the engine out, so let's get to it. Got the engine out, nice and easy enough, you know how it is. Of course, had to make a mess. No matter how hard I tried to get all the coolant out, it all came out at once. So now we have a mess all the way over here, right back to its home. Anyways, we got this out. Wasn't hard. I mean, nothing went badly, which is always a plus when doing stuff like this. Got the torque converter stuck on in there. That's a little trick to keep your torque converter in. Put a little clamp like that and it holds that baby right on in there. This is awful. I don't know what they got going on with these brakes here, but I didn't want to replace the lines, but it looks like I'm gonna have to. Also, look how cold it is in here. My hand is literally steaming. That is insane. So anyways, that was kind of crazy. I've never seen my hand steam before. But anyways, so we're gonna get this all cleaned up. They got like a texturized paint on here, which is kind of weird, but it's peeling off just like that. So I bet when I power wash this, a lot of that's gonna come off, and then I'm gonna sand the bad spots. We're gonna paint this engine bay all up. It's gonna look way better. I'm gonna take this grill off, paint all that back there. It's gonna look much better as well. We're just gonna give this baby a good cleanup. Clean up this wiring mess that somehow, I don't even know how you do that. There's like 2 wires over here. They messed it up. But whatever on that. And for the engine, we're gonna get it power washed off, just like the engine bay. Sandblast the valve cover, sandblast the air intake. Take all this junk off, clean it all, clean the block really good, paint the block, paint all the accessories. And she should be pretty good. I'm gonna organize these lines a little bit. They look like they had the right idea trying to run them, but there's just like a ton of them for no reason. And yeah, they look worse than they should, to be honest. So anyways, should clean the engine up, make it look a lot better, paint it red like it's supposed to be, and then just paint like the intake black, exhaust black, all your accessories on black, on the front black. So it'll have hints of black, and I think it'll look nice. This is in good shape. Usually these are broken, but this one's like heavier duty than the other ones I've had. It's kind of cool, but you can see how greasy this block is. The transmission's not much better. It's pretty greasy. We'll give her a good power wash when we're doing that, but other than that, it kind of is what it is. So I think I'm gonna call it there tonight. It's a good place to stop. Just gotta start getting stuff cleaned up, so nothing special. Let me find it. Brakes. I'm gonna put new wheel cylinders in, new hoses, and new master, and hopefully no new lines, but that might be on the list. We'll see. The brakes did work, but one time I was driving it, they were working, and then I pulled up to a stop sign and they were not working, and I went right through. Allegedly went right through the stop sign. So something's wrong. I'm pretty sure that's the master that did that, but we'll replace them all anyways for safety reasons. And the hoses are probably collapsing or collapsed already, so is what it is. It's a pretty easy job. That's all we're doing is the cylinders and the hoses, so hopefully we don't break any lines. Cross our fingers, knock on wood. Should be pretty easy. Waiting on my helper to get here, and we'll try to get this knocked out, and then we'll probably do some other things on it too, but
That was enough effort. Sneaky ass wheels.
I'm gonna say the brakes are not adjusted right. Say it should go like 3 turns and stop, not.
bearing's actually in pretty good shape. Happy with that. The grease is gross. Looks like I might have newer inner bearings as well. Inner race. Definitely collapsed a little bit, but not too much. Kind of wanting like a 64 Futura. I really like the look of those. Two-door hardtop.
Me and my dad have started looking at getting a 64 two-door hardtop V8 LCD.
Yeah. There's one for sale, like a blue one.
Yeah. A guy has one there where we live, and he said he'd sell it to us.
All right, I'm gonna repack this with grease and then put it back together. This side wrapped up and rebuilt. They had brown primer sprayed in there. I think I'd rather have the black. Looks a little better and makes everything look brand new, of course. Rogan's finishing up his side, so it's a little dirtier than mine was, but and then we'll rebuild this side as well. All right, fronts are done. Now for the backs, which should be a little easier. Ooh, right off. Oh, Lord. Oh, this is not good. We got all the, look at that, wheel cylinder's cooked, all the paint's coming off. And it soaked the pads that they are like bendy now, and they fell off as well. So we have no pads and nothing. Finally got this side off. It looks a little better on the other side, but see, it's smoking still from the heat. And well, we have two pads on this side, so that's a plus. And the wheel cylinder hasn't leaked everywhere. So I lost brakes when I was driving. I'm gonna say that wheel cylinder went out, and that's probably why I lost brakes. I imagine it's the same manufacturer, but oh, come on, don't do that. There we go. Good boy. All right, so Brogan's gonna take the master off and replace one of the lines for that. Got the sitting unit in. You just put the ring in, there's a little gasket on here, and you hammer it around and you're done. So pretty simple there. And then it's even simpler to install, so. Boom, done. Got all the wheels painted. I got 2 coats of paint on there, plus the primer. And look how good they look from this distance. It's amazing. We're not gonna get any closer to them, so. Today we got the front brakes done fully. Kinda one brake done on the back. Well, yeah, pretty much one brake done. And I gotta make a line for this and get new shoes still. Brogan got the gas tank in. We got the trunk all painted up. Then we'll put our floor mat back here and it'll look super nice. So yeah, this side's done, just needs to be put back together. And then I'm not gonna replace the shoes. The shoes have a lot of life on them. The other ones did too, but I don't know what happened. The brake fluid made them fall off for some reason. But the front's done. Rebuilt everything underneath there. It's awesome. So next time I work on it, we still have to hook up the master because the fittings are wrong and fittings and more fittings. So you got to find the right fittings to make the one fittings work. And so get that done. And then it's supposed to be a little nicer this week. So I'm going to take the car. So yeah, I'm going to have to finish the brakes because I got to take the car outside to power wash it. And now I'm gonna power wash it, get this all cleaned up, paint the engine bay, clean it up a little bit, get some loose paint off, paint it, and then do the same thing with the engine, take all the loose stuff off, clean it really good, and then paint it red like it's supposed to be. All right, I'm back next day. Got my little brake shoes here. Hopefully they're right. They're from O'Reilly's, Willy Willies, so. Who knows? The box looks old and used, but they were in a package in it. So let's get those thrown on and then see if we can make a brake line without failing a million times again. Alright, so got it all in. See spring, this little guy back here. The holders are right there. You got a spring down here, your adjuster, spring, clip for the parking brake. So the issue I'm having right now is they're not coming together up here like they should. And it's because of this. I think these new brake shoes, like the cutout isn't long enough so that it can't fit this whole thing in there. So I'm going to take this off and trim it a little bit so that these can come together, because you need them to ride on that point up there. All right, that's a little better. It's not quite there still, but it's better, so we'll run it. And if they don't work, then we will be back here and we will be fixing them. All right, now let's make a little line from there to here and we'll be good here. All right, I got that line in there, got all that tight. So all the brake lines are done. Now we gotta tackle the master cylinder situation. So the reason they did all this weird connector is because the fitting that in there is like a 4-way. That's supposed to be there is like a 4-way, and it's like 25 bucks. You have to order it, and so this is why they did this instead. And well, we're gonna do the same thing. So. All right, got that back together. This is the adapter I had to get, and hopefully it doesn't leak. I'm not getting my hopes too high. So hopefully all that works. We'll see if it doesn't. Anyways, so I was trying to put the drums back on the back, and I could not use the adjuster. So I was like, I should probably look into that. Yeah, this adjuster was seized shut big time. Like, I couldn't move it at all. And it took a lot of heat and a lot of WD-40 to get this off and apart. So cleaned up the threads on here, and now hopefully this will work. Falcon's back on the ground. Those white wheels were the move. Those are looking nice. Not gonna put the hubcaps on. I need to polish them still, or SOS them, polish them. But, and I don't want to do that till last, so in case I have to keep taking them on, I'll try to scratch the rims a bunch. So anyways, tomorrow it's supposed to be a little bit warmer, a whole like 50 degrees maybe, and we're gonna get this all power washed, get that bad boy power washed, start painting stuff. It's gonna be good, but we gotta get all cleaned up first before we can paint. So I'll see you tomorrow.
Really correctly, I promise.
You can do the package. All right, I'm gonna get the engine bay power washed and the engine, and then they're installing some of the interior panels like the A pillars, B pillars, and the package tray. All right, we got this amazing sound deadening down. That's gonna stop all of the noise. So I'm about to put the carpet in, and then I'm gonna hook up this fan and maybe get the engine bay dried off, but I don't think it's gonna dry off today. So.
Honestly, sometimes it works.
All right, Ari and Mason are getting the carpet in, and while they do that, Brogan's taking some stuff off the engine, so we're gonna paint that. And I'm gonna paint the steering wheel, then wrap it. That looks pretty good, the inner side here. And then we're gonna wrap the outside with a wrap. That's gonna look pretty nice. Brogan's getting the engine stripped down a little bit. Looks a little clean already without all the junk on there. But. All right, got another coat on this. Let it dry, set up a little bit. The engine is also drying. We're taking off this grill. We're gonna paint behind the whatever. And these fellets in here are working. B-pillars on, the carpet, kick panels, which are brown. They look pretty good. They look nice little contrast. And then the A-pillars are white, a little different than the roof. I like those too, they look pretty good. Alright, got the front mast off, got the grill off, and now we're ready to spray bomb this. I think they got the carpet done. I'll show it in a little while, but we're gonna get this painted and see how it turns out. Back another day. Just got the engine painted, as you just saw. So let's take a look at it. I think it looks pretty nice. It's still wet, so it's gonna be shinier than it is, but I like it. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna take the valve cover off and take the air intake and sandblast those and paint those red, so they're not gonna be all nasty looking. All right, so I was messing with the trunk and I was like, oh, yeah, I'll put the new trunk lock in. So it's the same as the ignition key. You drill it out, keep getting bigger and bigger with the drill bits, and then you get it and then keep trying to push this little pin on the back. And then once that pin can push in, you can push the whole thing out just from that little slot right there with a pick or something. Not super hard. I got a little crazy with the drill bit, so it didn't quite go as nicely as I wanted it to go. This is the old one. So anyways, at least we have a working trunk lock now and 2 keys for it. So let's go install it into the car. Okay, so we got our thing that goes there. This is our little flapper lid. And then this is the big nut that goes on the back and what holds this whole thing on. Put this right here. Bam. All right, I need both my hands to do that, but anyways, so I lied. There's actually a spacer above this, and it kind of like helps with the contour of the trunk lid. You can kind of see it behind there. And then, so that's all works like it should. There's also a screw that attaches right there, and that's what holds the latch firm. And then to put the latch on itself, this little rod feeds up through here. See there? And there's like a little point farther down where you can slide it on. But so I got that all on and it appears to work. So we will try real quick.
Okay, it's a little tight, so I don't know on that one. Maybe I need to move the latch a little bit, but it works, so I'm happy about that. Okay, I got a new gas pedal here. I'm trying to install it, and it didn't come with a pin that goes here to hold the pedal in, so I got a little cotter pin and jammed it in there, and these are a little flexible, so it's really sturdy. It'll work perfect. All right, so we got that done, got the pedal on there. I'm gonna show you guys. New package tray looks pretty good as well. I got a carpet back here. I need to get some seat belts. Might get them, might not. We'll see on that. But looks pretty good in here. Smells better too. I need to attach the armrest still, as you can see, and then need to put a handle on that side. All right, got that reinstalled real quick and easy. So I ordered a steering wheel wrap for that. I was gonna try to restore this, but it's just too far gone. The inside looks really nice. I mean, you can see a chip there, but like I painted that up. I think it looks really nice. So I ordered a brown steering wheel wrap to go around there. I think it'll look good. And I personally actually really like steering wheel wraps, so preference thing, I guess. So, like I said, that's done. I'm gonna get the valve cover painted and the air cleaner, which is right here, which is really rough and really needs sandblasted. So we're gonna do that. Get those painted red, looking nice. Then we're gonna get all this thrown in and we're moving right along. The inside of this engine's a little gunky. So, yeah, she hasn't been kept up on her oil changes very well. But this, I guess it's not so bad. But get this sandblasted and make it look all pretty again. All right, we're back working on the Falcon. I got the engine painted last time. Turned out pretty good. Very just black, so nothing special. And then I took and got I sandblasted the valve cover and the air intake. I get those painted red and thrown on after the engine's in there. It's not that big a deal for now. I think the engine bay is ready to have the engine put back in, and then we'll organize the wiring and do hoses and stuff like that. Blink twice if you need help. Anyways, I finally got the transmission hooked up to the engine. So these two top ones are the worst thing ever to get, I think. Usually I can get a really long socket and extension stuff and get from the back side, but for some reason on this car I can't do that. So anyways, that took forever. The thing would not line up for some reason either. I finally got that. It'd be like the perfect angle to get the line up. So that was another issue I fought. So 2 hours later, and we finally have it bolted together. I was going to try to make this quick, but that did not go quick. But, you know, that's how it goes. So now I'm going to get the motor mounts hooked up. And then put the fuel pump back on. I was using that to move the block side to side. And then get some of the little stuff thrown back on. Taking a break on the engine, I got a few things on there and alternator and such like that. So I need to get these painted so I can put them on obviously when I'm ready. I got some high temp red here. We're gonna spray it on there. And I think it'll make the engine pop pretty good with the red on top, so. This so-called red is questionably red. This is looking pretty orangey to me, but I don't know. I guess we'll see as we get more coats. I gotta do really light coats because it's so cold out here. I ran that obviously, but that's the inside, doesn't really matter. So I don't know. I guess I'll put another coat on tomorrow and see how it looks, but this looks like orange, and I don't want an orange engine. I want a red engine, so we'll see. Oh. All right, back another day. As you see, got the engine pretty much back together. I just did it off camera. It's not that interesting. Just putting hoses on, you know, putting hard lines on, putting the wires back on, just putting all the stuff back on the engine. Got the battery in, fixed some wires because stuff wasn't working. Carburetor's pretty dirty, and what I found out, so that's Autolite 1100. This engine must have had a 1904 on it, which is a Holly. That's what that air filter's for. So I cleaned all that, painted it, made it look really nice, just for it not to fit. So ordered a trashy looking chrome one. I don't like the look of them, but whatever, it's gonna be what it is. The valve cover looks really nice though. Got a new little breather there, that looks really nice. All this looks really nice. Put some factory style stickers in here because I had them laying around from another car, which I think that adds to it. It's a nice touch. And I have some more I'll probably end up adding as well. But it's looking pretty good. What I'm going to do is run the fuel line now. Run the fuel line from the back to the front. This will be super easy. I'll kind of show you guys how I do that. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. All right, I got the fuel pump located. Not where I wanted to put it, but it's the only place I could really mount it because it's got long barbs on it. So that made the fuel line do a weird sloop-de-doo. But I got that following the brake lines. You can see it all the way down there. So that looks pretty good. It's in the factory location. Using a factory clip up there, you can see. So now I need to find a power wire for that bad boy, and I don't know where I'm gonna find that, to be honest, but somewhere up front there might be a power wire. Okay, so I kind of skipped around. I haven't been filming because this is just awful, and hopefully I found what's wrong, but probably not. So anyways, let's look at what we got going on here. So trying not to get my interior all nasty that we just had redone. This is the wiring for the rear. I put these connectors here because before they just had electrical tape like this around the connectors. And this is just awful. Like every wire under here has been cut up. There's a wire that says do not cut resistor wire. Snipped it right in half. Anyways, so I think I finally figured out I was trying to get my taillights to work.
And what happened was the fuse was blown for it, I believe. Or there was a fuse blown in the box. So hopefully that's the issue, but how it's gonna go is I'm not gonna be able to find why. There's probably a short somewhere, and I'm gonna have to chase shorts, and I don't want to do that. Pull the switch now. Alright, lights are on. Should be. Oh, we have taillights now! Yay! Let's go. So just a blown fuse. Why it was blown, I don't know. Probably because of splices, so it probably helps that I put actual connectors there. There's also this wire dangling here. It's live. I don't know what it goes to, but it's there and everything. Everything works. My blinkers do not work though, so that kind of sucks. Got my taillights to work. Look at that. Look at that. That is a blinker. I did not have blinkers. I did not have taillights. I did not have anything. That little blinker, this little ground was off the wire, or off the steering column, was like, I'll throw it on. Why not? I don't know what it goes to. Made my blinkers start working. That's awesome. I got all the wires organized as good as I can get because they got them all messed up. So, but everything works now. No horn though. No horn. So no horn. Obviously I don't have a radio because there's no radio there. But blinkers work. Shut off. Cool. The only thing that doesn't work is the courtesy lights. But the dome light does work. If you turn it on. Boop. Dash lights are working. Oop. We'll just have to kind of test everything and see if everything works. Alright, so for some reason that, like, when I plugged it in, it would lose power, but when I unplugged it, it would gain power again. So we're not going to use that for a coil. We ran it inside, found a wire. We're going to use that for the coil instead. So I put a ballast resistor there. And then, so like GM style, because they cut the resistor wire into the dash, so can't really use that. So ballast resistor it is. We're gonna crank it, get some fuel up front, and then see how she does. Man, does that engine look good though. Pretty proud of that. Just a little bit of elbow grease, not much money. So obviously I wish the carb was a little cleaner, but I don't want to take it all the way apart. If it doesn't run very good, I will, and then I'll clean it up and it'll look nice and shiny on there. You can see it's leaking everywhere down there. I got it idled up right now, but woo! Look at that. Got the engine running smooth. Glider her down. Look at that fast idle. There we go. Got her idle down a little bit. Give it a little
fuel pump going crazy back here. I might add a little bit more fuel. Well, that's exciting. It's running again. You see some paint burning off and stuff, but oh, never mind. That's just an exhaust leak. Perfect. Anyways, running pretty good. I don't know if it's charging or not, though. It might be. I'm not sure. So, kind of next thing, carb needs rebuilt. It's shot for sure. We will do. Well, oh, I should mention all these stickers. The genuine. I had those laying around from what I did in my Ranchero. So I was like, you know, why not throw them on here? And I think they look pretty nice. They complement the car and make it look very stock looking. But what's left to do in the engine bay, we need more coolant. And I'm going to wire loom all the wiring to make it look a little better. And it needs to be mounted up too. All the brackets are broken off, so it needs to be mounted. The heater motor did work, which is cool. It works now. It didn't work before. It's still, yeah, like I said, it's running really bad, so that's priority. I think it's the carburetor. I don't know what else it'd be. So carburetor, oil change, more coolant. We got a good list to do, but we're moving right along. And I'm waiting on a steering wheel wrap as well to wrap the steering wheel. And anyways, we're getting her done. Once I loom this wiring, I think it'll make the engine bay really look well. Look well. No, I think it'll make the engine bay look very good and very clean. And well, that's what we're going for. I mean, this looks pretty good. I won't lie. I cleaned up all the wires. I cleaned up the cap. I mean, cleaned up about as much as I could. I took my overspray on the filter. I'm going to replace it, so it doesn't matter. But we're coming right along. It's starting to look pretty good. It might be looking too good. I don't want to keep it, but it's looking pretty good right now. So once I get some more parts and stuff to work on it, I will be back. We're back working on the Falcon, and I have some goodies. New carburetor, word. So I was going to rebuild the old one, but it's shot. So we're going to try this little guy instead. Comes with all the goods, double gasket. Might as well. Just kidding. The only difference is this one has like a choke out here instead of a cable choke. So it's got a vacuum choke. So a little different, but it'll be all right. We'll make it work. I got the carb on and the vacuum choke hooked up. I got a little fuel filter installed down here, and I got the air cleaner on. So we'll see how many hose clamps leak. All right, so the fuel pump went bad in the back, of course. So replaced it with another electric fuel pump. Did have a leak right there, fixed it. But I think we're ready to try to start it now. See how this goes. I lied, we didn't put on the battery charger. All right, I cannot get the run. Some with the choke. It needs to not be closed like it is, but I gotta figure out how to do that adjustment. So for now, before I run it too much more, I'm just gonna do an oil change real quick on it. Yeah, the oil's pretty old and it needs an oil change. I don't know, I think it deserves one at this point, but it might need one. So we'll give it an oil change real quick and then we'll come back to the carb and see if we can get that started. Uh-oh. Yeah, this might be bad. Is the oil supposed to look like that? I'm not pre-filling this, so. First quart, we're gonna put some of this in here. Oh my lord. Holy shit. Now that is some oil right there. I lose my funnel. Finally got it to run a little bit. It's not running very good still. I don't know. It's running a little better than it was. I just gotta let it get warm and kind of see what it wants to do. Still a stuttery. Might be a timing issue, but I'm not quite sure on that card how everything works on it either. See how it kind of misses every once in a while. So I'm just gonna see if the car moves backwards and doesn't die. And that's good. I got the hood on the roof, so I don't want to drive it. But I guess we'll see if it moves.
shut it off to see if it turns back on. I mean, that's not much of a test, but just fire right back up, so that's good.
What's up? Back another day, working on the Falcon. So last time, I kind of got the run okay. It doesn't run very good still. Something with the choke is all weird on that new carburetor. So that is what it is. I'll mess with it later when I can get it actually moving and stuff. So for now, I got it running and everything, and then the water pump went bad and squeals and is spewing water everywhere. So that's what we're gonna be working on. Gotta take all this shit back out to get the water pump. So take the radiator out and the whole front system, and yay. Really wish it would have been bad before when I had the engine out of the car already, but that's how it goes. So yes, let's get to work. That looks pretty new. Doesn't really look that bad to me. But it didn't sound very good. Feels okay. Well, we already got a new one and we already got it off, so let's replace it. New one. Yeah, this does feel a lot better. That other one's just really loose. Like, doesn't have any tension right here. This one has a little bit of tension. It just feels like a bearing should. And comes with the gasket, which is awesome. So we got to get this plug out and get our heater hose fitting put in there, and then put the gasket on, and should be ready to go right on. All right, finally. All right, got it all back together. Get our mess kind of cleaned up here, and then we need to run it and try to get some water moving so we can get some more water in there.
Oh, dude, I got it going dry. All right, I'm out of fuel, so I'm gonna get more fuel. Well, because nothing goes well, something's wrong. I don't know. Stuff's just exploding, pretty much. I'll put a clip here. Stuff just like is spewing everywhere. There's smoke coming out of the radiator. It seems like a blown head gasket, but there's no signs of a blown head gasket, like oil contamination or anything like that. So I was like, thermostat's probably bad because water didn't look like it was flowing very well. Look at that, broke right off. What a surprise. So hopefully with all grace, I can get that out, but chances are pretty slim, and this is lovely, and yes. Oh my gosh. There might be hope in the world after all. Thankfully it came out. That was almost really, really bad, but we got it, thankfully. So because this car, I think, actually hates me, and I think the car just never wants to go on the road again at this rate. But anyways, here's the new dilemma. The thermostat housing has now broken, trying to put it back on. So, we got a new thermostat, drilled a hole in it. Drill a hole in the thermostat to help with some air because we were having issues with air bubbles. I think that's why it was burping out of there. Had to go put it on. I don't think I even tightened it, to be honest, and snap. So, got a new one of those ordered, one more thing to wait on. It's whatever at this point, honestly. So, while that's doing that, I'm going to sit in there and spend hours trying to put that steering wheel wrap on. Put a little heater on myself, it's cold in here, and listen to music, and that's what I'm gonna do. 2 hours later. Just kidding, more like 10 hours later. I got the steering cover on. It's a little crooked here. But other than that, looks pretty good. Honestly feels awesome and matches the interior pretty decently. Like, overall, I think this looks really good. Feels nice, hides all the cracks, kind of. As long as you don't look there and just see all the cracks. But you know how it goes. Pretty pleased with that. Feels nice. Really high quality, to be honest. Not much to complain about there. I probably didn't do it completely right. Oh, don't do that. That looks like shit. But hey, it's on there and it's smooth and it works. And well, I got new thermostat on here. Put the generator on there, it's gonna hook it up. New exhaust gasket, new water pump, new carburetor, new coil, new battery, new starter solenoid, new starter, new brakes. Just about everything this car needed. Nice new interior. And you guys heard it the other day running, sounded pretty good. Well, that's my luck, so I think this engine's toast. So that's gonna be the end of this video because I'm shot on this car. I mean, I've been working on this thing nonstop for like 2 weeks now. So I guess it is what it is. See if I can find another engine. Might be another part of this video because of that. Or I'm just gonna sell the car how it is and try to get my money back out of it. So here it sits. Find another engine. I'll do another part to the video. But this is gonna be the end of this video. I just can't work on this thing anymore for now. So I clean up my mess, put this thing outside for a little bit while I clean up. And well, if you like the content, like, subscribe. Hopefully there's a positive outcome to this, or the car is just gonna go away. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.